Hey there, all my Rotation 411 astrology initiates. So I was giving it a moment because I noticed that it will cut off in the playback, and to give you guys a moment to get in here, I just wanted to hop on before the weekend. I may try to come back on this weekend. I don't generally find there's as many of you on here on the weekends, but I might give it a try like Saturday night or something, Saturday evening. So I have the house to myself this weekend, so it's going to be kind of nice, like a vacation. Um, we're going to go ahead and go over the transits today. I saw somebody commented on the live this week. It was, I think, Tuesday or Wednesday that we did. What was that one about? Like, I make notes, and then um, I saw somebody had commented on there that everybody's all about the tarot all of a sudden. And I wish I would have caught it at the end. I kind of left and I meant to read over all the comments. But basically, the reason why everybody is so into tarot all of a sudden, a big part of that is that we've had Neptune in its transiting Pisces for quite some time now. I actually knew the number, and now of course I get on here to say something about it. But we looked into it, and it's going to be going on for a couple of more years. It's kind of a bummer that it's leaving Pisces. If you guys have been watching it all, you know that transiting Neptune and Pisces is conjunct my Mercury. So now is the time to get a tarot reading from me at rotation411.com, because I can sort of channel. Neptune is the collective unconscious. It's the dream realm. So it's an energy, the 12th house Pisces. So it being in Pisces, the sign that it rules, is very powerful. And so we're able to tap into the collective unconscious, is maybe like more of a Jungian theory, or there's Joseph Campbell. He wrote, what did Joseph Campbell wrote The Power of the Subconscious Mind. That's a really great book. I always recommend. So with that being said, it's that, but it's also dreams, and maybe like the spiritual realm, if you believe in that sort of thing. I definitely do. But with that being said, it's our way of making contact with sort of the dimensions that we can't see. There's a lot of matter now, kind of going to quantum physics or science. There's a lot of matter that we don't see around us. So sort of that paranormal activity, right? For those of you that like that. Now, anyways, I'm going to go ahead and I'm pulling a card, one just flew out from, it's called the Astro Oracle. I really love this deck right here. And I want to start getting on here. If you look, I did some shorts where I would pull these, but we have Libra, balance. That's the theme of our transit reading today. So Libra is my ascendant, 0 degrees Libra. And I'm 0 degrees Libra, 11 minutes. And my current partner, his sun is 0 degrees Libra, 14 minutes. So that's kind of interesting. And then his sun is conjunct my moon at 25 degrees in some minutes Virgo. It's actually within a 5-degree orb, our sun moon conjunction, believe it or not, on my ascendant. So a lot of Libra energy with us. I kind of wish I had that card back. Oh, it's on the top. Okay, I'm going to keep this out. So we'll just refer back to that. It's Leo season now, so some of you may be, getting more attention, and so that might be bringing up, more attention in your partnership or more potential partners coming in. If you haven't yet, I do recommend, while I'm going to grab the computer now. I've got this pulled up. Check out divinetimingdatabase.org if you want to find a good astrological match for yourself. And we're trying to put like a counter on it so that it will show you exactly how many people are in the database at a time. Right now we can only do like page visits, so that will be coming. You can see how many people are actually in there real time. But with that being said, let's see. If you want to follow along on the transits, you can go to divinetimingdatabase.com, and in the menu, you click on the sky right now at the top of the menu, and you can go to this page I'm at. Now, I should pull up Streamlabs. This is a newer computer, so I need to try it on this one, and that way I can actually screen share with you guys. But for now, this is just an easier setup. So if you want to follow along, you can go there. But it's basically saying that, well, that's funny. Right now, the ascendant is at 0 degrees in the sky universal time. It's like almost hard for me to believe. I'm like, 0 degrees Aries, 0 minutes. Is this just a rudimentary chart? Is it always like that? I don't think so. I think you would have the ascendant. I don't know. I might have taken it out, you guys. Okay, so scratch that. But I think I would have only done that for the couples without birth times. So anyways, right now we have the sun sextile Mars in a tight orb at 0.21 degrees. So the sun in Gemini is not in Gemini. The sun in Leo is sextile, yeah, Mars in Gemini. Actually, Mars, what? Mars is conjunct my Mars exactly in Gemini right now. So Mars is trailing behind the sun this Leo season. And that's, so the sun is sextiling in Leo, my Mars. Oh yes, this happens every year. That's why late July Leo is one of my best clients. She's a late July Leo, and I've dated a couple of them. And I mean, I just love that sun sextile Mars. So it's one of the transits in the sky right now. So especially if you have uh, fire or air in your chart strongly. You know, we did pull Libra as the overall theme of this reading. So Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, you're going to be feeling that Mars energy, whether Mars is conjunct your sun in Gemini right now transiting, or trine your sun in Libra, Aquarius. And then for you fire signs, he'll be sextile. Now, the only other one is Gemini, Sagittarius. You could feel a little tension if you're Sagittarius because your sun is going to be in opposition to transiting Mars in Gemini. So, you know, you might feel a little like wanderlust, that's that very Sagittarius energy. And then with Mars in Gemini, you might be kind of pinned down to your neighborhood or your locality and really feel like you want to get away and explore. I'll read the comments at the end because my eyes are kind of foggy. What in the world is this? Okay, this is us going over the planets in the sky right now in astrology. Say some stuff about Aries, Aries rising. Hi, are you Western or Vedic? I'm Western primarily, but I do learn Vedic, and so the moon is the most important in Vedic, right? And then the sun in Western. So I do know some Vedic, and I do apply it to astrology as far as the archetypes of the planets, you know, and that can all tie back to Greek mythology as well, which I'm not as well versed on, but I do know some analogies for the planets. So basically, I'm Western primarily, Western tropical, and I don't, if you go check out the video, a lot, it's kind of messed up, but I don't subscribe to equal house systems either. I'm Placidus house system, so I kind of explained that in that video. But like, I do feel like when it comes to degrees and dignities, I do really feel like Vedic can be applied to Western astrology, sort of the planetary energies and powers. When we're looking at maybe like the cosmodynes, if you guys want to do your cosmodynes, you can create your own database at divinetimingdatabase.com, and you can see the power in your chart. And if you want to check out a video on it, there's a Britney Spears video on my channel where we go over it and I break it down for you. But anyways, so with that being said, Sun sextile is also sextile Lilith. Lilith is in Libra right now. And again, this is where we have this card, Libra energy. So Lilith is supposed to be the bad girl in the mythology. And my friend was trying to wrap their head around this not too long ago. So they're like, okay, I'm like, so in mythology, there's so much about Lilith that we don't know. And I need to order some books on her. But she's an asteroid. Well, there's the black moon Lilith, so everybody's always like, what's that? But if you don't know, I don't want to confuse you. I'm talking about the asteroid Lilith. She is supposed to be the first wife of Adam that came from the mud. So, you know, and then someone's like, okay, but then you use the Bible sometimes, their mythology, and then Greek, and then so how that's not in the Bible is what they said to me. So I'm like, okay, well, it's just sort of saying like it's sort of the wrong, like Mars is the bad boy in a woman's chart, so Lilith would kind of be the bad girl in a man's chart. You know, the rebellious girl, the very independent girl, but the one that pleasures him to no end, but maybe not the one he would introduce to mom. That's Lilith, where Venus would be more like Eve, right? The goddess of love, the nurturing mother, and she would be more his type for him to be really emotionally, like Venus is also love in relationships. It's the ruler of Libra. So that would be the one. The moon and Venus have a lot more to do with a man's stability, but Lilith will definitely drive him the similar way. It almost like a lust, it's more like a lustful energy, Lilith, where Venus is more love and sensuality. Okay, and then the moon is that nurturing mother is, you know, the moon Cancer, I see. So anyway, so right now we have moon trine Venus, so that's really good. You know, the moon is in Aries, 18 degrees universal time, no island. So I don't, in your location, it may already have moved into Taurus or be, you know, in lower degrees Aries, but it will be transiting through Aries for the next day or two. So one of you said that you have talk about Aries rising. Venus is on your ascendant right now. It's my Aries rising. This is kind of messed up. Nick Hill. So that will make you more attractive. If you're a male, I'm sorry, I can't really tell by your name, you'll attract more females. You might meet a really beautiful female at this time with Venus transiting your ascendant. Or if you're female, you will appear very beautiful if Venus is and it happens at some point, usually every year. So, sure, you can say something. Venus trine moon. So this is going to create a lot of emotional harmony in the collective. Venus is in Leo right now, higher degrees from the sun. So it's not, we have the sun at 4 degrees Leo, and then we have Venus at 18 degrees Leo. But, it's a very harmonious energy, Venus and um, the moon is kind of, it has moods and it's changeable, right? It changes every 2.5 days. It controls the tides. So Venus will be kind of soothing and grounding, as the ruler of like Taurus for the moon right now. And I do feel like, yes, if you're a fire sign or possibly an air sign, you may feel this kind of calm a little more, but it's like, it's Leo and Aries energy. So it's still very passionate energy to have in the Venus and moon placement. So people, it's almost like this energy, and I'm kind of noticing this in the collective, because you notice every year I'll be like, okay, oh yeah, it's Scorpio season, this is what's going on. That's why everybody's like thinking really deep about life or whatever, or feeling, like they're going through some kind of transformation, right? Because in the tarot, that's what it rules, like Pluto energy. With Leo, Leo's very, it's a fixed sign. So it's, the center of everything. So some of us might be wanting tension a little more, or getting maybe a little more upset, or having a little bit, having our egos bruised a little bit easier. But at the same time, especially if you're like fire or air, predominantly you're going to be really shining and standing out to people, seeming like you're very solid and confident, even if you don't necessarily feel that way. So it's a little bit of like, it's like really whether your ego is in balance at this time. Ego has a lot to do with the sign of Leo as well, having a healthy ego in particular. So otherwise it can veer on the side of like arrogance. Like with Aries, it rules the self. So if Aries is in balance, which we have the moon in Aries, then Aries can become kind of selfish or self-concerned. But if Aries is on a path, they're very generous and they're very protective of the ones they love. So every sign has its yin and yang, its negative and shadow side, right? Its shadow side and its positive side. Um, we have Mercury, Quincunx, Neptune. So some of you may be feeling a little bit of confusion. We're coming upon Mercury going retrograde. I got to look up those dates really quick. I know it's like the first 3 weeks of August. It's through like August 24th. I remember when it ends, but Mercury will be going retrograde, and we're in the shadow phase already. So some of my clients that are coming to me, I'm already noticing, they're like, okay, I feel like this person's going to reach out to me all of a sudden. Why is that? And I'm like, well, they probably are, and then I'm seeing signs and synchronicities. And it's like, you probably are, because they probably are going to be when Mercury goes retrograde. They're thinking about it already in this shadow phase. Let's see, Mercury retrograde, August 2024. We have August 4th, yeah, to the 27th.